Hello everyone, thank you for dropping by. I'm just going to do a very quick tutorial, and I'm just going to take you through how you can be able to create a very simple program that can be able to pick random values and multiply the random values and give you a result using the Makecode environment. So it's just a very simple program that we shall be doing today. So just very quick, I'm just going to take you through some of the things we'll touch on. We'll touch on inputs, we'll also touch on variables, we'll also touch on random numbers, we'll also touch on basic math operations like addition, subtraction, multiplication. We'll just get to explore the functionality that is in the Makecode, and we'll also do some testing and troubleshooting. So without wasting time, let's head to Microsoft Makecode environment. So this is the Microsoft Makecode environment. Let me just go back so that you can see so if you're new here and you're probably wondering how to get to Makecode, you can just type Makecode space microbit, the Google search bar, and then the first result, you just click on the first result, and then you'll be able to be directed to the Makecode environment. And then you can just click on the new project, of course all these other projects, and then you can just say calc. This is the name of my program. You can name your program, you can just give it any name. You're free to give it any name. So once you are here, yes, the microbit simulator has already loaded. So this is going to be your simulator, and this is where you're going to do all your code. So the most important thing for you to do before you even begin to code is for you to come and be able to have an algorithm. And so in our algorithm, this is how our algorithm looks like. So we're going to be using two inputs, that is button A, and button B. Now the microbit has three buttons. There is button A, button B, and there is the reset button. But we are going only to use button A and button B because these are the programmable buttons. So this is what we want to do. So when button A is pressed, we want to assign any random number between 1 to 10 to a variable int1. So we are going to create a variable and name it int1, and in this variable it's going to select a random number between 1 and 10, and you're also going to do the same, set a variable int2, and it's going to select a number between 1 and 10. And so after that we are going to show the value of int1. So the number that is going to be picked here, it's going you want your microbit to be able to show it. So I'm going to just change the view. Yeah, so after showing the value of int1, you also want your microbit to be able to show the multiplication sign so that you can be able to understand what the microbit is doing. And then you also want it to show the value of int2. So what basically you're doing is that you're returning the value that is here. You're actually returning it here, and then you're able to see it in the microbit. And then of course you have the equal sign and the question mark sign. So this is what you want your microbit to display. And when you press button B, you want the microbit to show the answer of int1 times int2. So that is simply our algorithm. Now let's go to work. Of course we don't need this. So we need the input. So I'm just going to do this. So you can duplicate, then click there. So you need on button A and on button B. So just select on button B, and so every time when you're not sure, you can always come back to your algorithm. And that's why I love writing algorithms, because it always helps me to understand what I'm doing. So you assign any random number 1. So first of all, I'm going to create a variable int1. So go to variables, I make a variable, and int1. I'm also going to make another variable int2 very quickly, int2. After making the two variables, I'm going to set, because we want to set, so I'm going to pull this command set int1. What we want it to do is that we want it to select any random number between 1 and 10. So that's what we want to do. So we're going to go to the math. This is the math function, and we're going to click on this, pick random, and we're going to fit it in there. So we're going to just to pull this aside, and then so we want it to select 0 to 10. So we are going to do the same to int2 very quickly, and then come back here, you pick a random value 0 to 10. So we've already done that. So we want every time when you press button A, we want now, we've already done this. So once we do this, you can just strike it. Oh, sorry, underline, not underline. I need to strike it. Yes, we've already done that. We've already done that. Strike it. So we want to show the value of int1. So come here. So what we are showing is a number. It's an integer. So 0 to 10, these are integers. So the input is an integer. The output is an integer, and we want to pick this. So we want to show int1. We also want, now once we are done with that, we're also going to strike through, then show the multiplication sign. So we want to show the multiplication sign. That's a character, that's a string, or you can call it a character. So instead of showing it show hello, we want it to show this asterisk, or it's also called, but it can be used as a multiplication sign. Once we are done with that, we come here, we strike through. So the next step is show the value of int2. Show the value of int2. So we are showing a number, it's an integer, variable int2. As you can see, this is very easy. Then you come here, so you strike it because we are done. We now want to show the equals and question mark sign. So that's what we want to do. So that's still a string, so we're going to pick this, show this string, and we are going to just equal sign and a question mark. So one of the things I love about the Makecode environment is that they are able to put the quote sign, the double quote sign. They're able to put it for you, so you don't need to waste time trying to go through your code. So these are just blocks, very easy. So once you're done with that, you come, you strike it through, and so we have to see Now this is what we need to see. This is the result that you're looking for. So we're going to test to see if you're going to have this output. So we're going to go back, and we're going to press on button A. Press. So you're going to press button A. 2 times 4 is equals. So as you can see, guys, it's going too fast. It's too fast. You can barely read it. Look, 1 times 2, but it's so fast. So we want to slow it a bit. So we're going to use this pause. So yeah, we're going to set the pause. We want it to pause or wait for, we can say 2 seconds. Again, come back here, pause, and then we can duplicate this so that we can have a number of them. Sorry about that. So you drag it here and then select 2 seconds, and then 2 seconds, and then now let's test our code. 5 times 9 . Okay, we can even take it down to 1 second. I think that's a bit too slow, so we can take it to 1 second. 1 second, then you try it again. 7 times 7 is equals to question mark. Very good. Now we are done with programming button A. So our next step, sorry about that. So we are done with this. So this is okay. Our output is fine. So we are done with that. So we come to when button B is pressed. So when button B is pressed, you want the answer to be integer 1 times integer 2. So very easy. So you want it to show, sorry about that, we want it to show a number, and we are going to go to math because we want it to show the result of 2 numbers that are being multiplied. So we are going to come here, and then we are going to put it here. And then once you put, we place it here. Sorry about that. Once we place it here, we are going to select the multiplication sign, and then we are going to select the variables that we need. That is integer 1. Place it there. Oops, sorry about that. So I think the best way, I encountered this problem before, so the best way is for you just to insert the variables while the operator is still out. Yes, so let's see. So this is on button A, that is 6 times 6 equals sign. So we press B to find the answer. I believe it should be 36. 3, 6. Very good. Now that's how you are able to you're able to create a program that can basically pick random values and multiply and give you an answer. So you can just try playing playing with it. It can give you 9 times 4, then you be 36. So you can just try out different numbers, and this is a good program that you can use in class. You can use in class to learn mathematical tables. You can use it with the students, or you can also use it elsewhere. You can change the numbers if you want a bigger range, you can change the numbers to 100. You can change them to 200. So it just depends on the kind of numbers that you want to pick. So that is all, guys. Thank you so much for joining in today. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please leave a thumbs up, and if you have any problems with the code, just feel free to drop your comment and I'll be able to assist you. Goodbye.